So how long have I been playing music and singing and all that? I started playing guitar first. Well, I played piano actually when I was like in 4th grade. I took like 8 lessons and then it was too boring and I didn't want to keep doing it, so I gave up. And then I got a guitar when I was 16 because a buddy of mine had one and he let me jam on it and he taught me how to play The Other Side by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I picked it right up and I was like, okay, this is fun. So then I had a crazy little occurrence where I was in an English class that we had to do an essay for that got submitted to a contest. And my essay ended up winning 2nd place, so I got $100. And then that was like $1 million to me at that time. And then one of my best friends was working all the time and I told him I was really wanting to get a guitar. And he said, oh man, I'll give you the other $100. So he did that and then I got one. Still haven't paid him back. But I started doing that and then just jamming with friends and stuff and the high school guys that I knew that were into music, and we would play together and just kind of kill our afternoons like that. And then I decided that music made me feel better than anything else, so I convinced my parents to let me do a music degree, and then they let me come to UCR, and the people that I met here just opened my eyes up really wide to all the music that's out there and how you can just play for the love of it, and it's not a matter of like, you know, necessarily trying to do anything with it besides just enjoying it. And so those are the ones that got me to sing, because I didn't really sing before. I was a little shy and didn't like it, but it just made me so comfortable that it was that easy and I was able to do it. And the more I did it, the more they encouraged me, and now I do it all the time. I've had, I've developed some confidence recently, actually probably in the last like year, maybe year and a half, where I don't really worry too much about it. I'm more comfortable in my voice, and I'm like, I think it'll go well. Even if it doesn't, the next one will. Even if this one doesn't go so hot, then I'll redeem myself later. But singing in the shower is a good question. I do that all the time. Is there a performance I'll never forget? There's been a few. I'd say, probably 25% of the performances I have are extremely memorable because something new will happen. I'll reach some milestone and I'll grow in a way that I wasn't anticipating or I've been hoping for forever, and then it finally happens. But one of the best ones I ever did was at the barn here at UCR with a group that I'm in called Inner Prisms, and the way that we were communicating on stage and the way we were able to get inside the songs with the least amount of effort was just incredible to me. And then another one at UCR, actually, we got to play the Spring Splash back in the day 2010 or so, something like that. And that was the first time I was like singing in front of a bunch of people, and it was really cool because Common played that day, so that was Common's gig, and we got to be like the opener set. So we played like 7 hours before him or whatever, but I was like, oh man, we're on the same stage as Common, just so you guys know. So that was what I was telling everybody. And I remember getting to use that sound system, and it was huge. It sounded so incredible, and I just felt so powerful. And I was like, man, if I could really do this, and I could be comfortable in what I'm doing, I think I would have a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, Inner Prisms is a bunch of friends from Riverside that most of them I met through school, and there's 5 of us now, and it started as 3 of us, and we were doing more kind of folky stuff, and we've always had kind of a spiritual, communal message where we're trying to get everybody to realize that it's all about enjoying each other's company as opposed to getting upset with each other, because we don't know how much time we got on the earth, and all those little things we get caught up on tend to get in the way of us really living our lives and enjoying ourselves. So as a group, we try and focus with that message and get it out there. And the sound has grown a lot. We've been together for 3.5 years about, and just recently we added a keyboardist and a drummer and another singer, and things are taking off incredibly, and the way that we're all maturing together has been really eye-opening to me too as a musician, just seeing how people spending time together and giving themselves to each other for that amount of time can really culminate in a really big feeling that you guys can produce together. So yeah, I love Inner Prisms. Where do I get my inspiration genre-wise would probably be mostly soul music from the 60s and the 70s. That's really, I never listen to a soul record or cut and feel anything but good, and the emotion just comes across so strong in that genre. And all the big recorded, all the big guys, of course. I listen to all them, but I'm always trying to explore new stuff and find new people that were doing it back then, or they're trying to get in touch with that now. So there's even a lot of the hip hop guys these days that are starting to bring instrumentalists in the mix and like do it live, and that makes me feel really good. So I try and listen to a lot of that stuff. I don't know, right now I've been listening to a lot of Chris Dave, you know, and like I know he doesn't sing and all that, and his groups usually have all kinds of music, but the jazz thing has been instrumental to me in terms of expanding what I think you can do with an instrument and everything you can manipulate out of it. So jazz and soul have definitely been the two that have given me like the emotional source to pull from. And yeah, and then when I sing, I try and I got a really good tip from somebody that you should, every time you sing a song, you should picture whoever it is you're singing it to right in front of you, you know, and let them make it a conversation with them. And I think the more I do that, the more I don't think about it and it just comes out right. You know, I think the emotions just come out with the words. I think it goes back to how I was saying that I like to try and be real with people and be open to them. And I feel like musically, it can take it to a whole nother level, how you can express to people who you are and where you're coming from. And a lot of times looks don't take you so far because people, you know, they see you and they start making assumptions immediately. Everybody does that. But I feel like what really keeps me inspired with it and what really gives me the oomph is feeling like I'm letting it all out. You know, like I feel like there's more to me than most people would maybe assume. I'm sure it's like that with a lot of people. That's why it's always worth getting to know people. But I kind of take a little bit of enjoyment in the, what would you call it, the surprise factor. You know, nobody knows what to expect, and then I feel like me putting it out there is really, really, you know, it's so hard to describe. It just gives me back so much. Even if nobody enjoys it, if I like the way it sounds, then it makes me, it's a stress reliever. It gets me just on a good one, you know. And so I think I'm always reminding myself of that like, you know, if you just put it into it 100%, then it'll give it back 100%. I think that's what keeps me stuck on it. Yeah. If I could tell something to anybody out there, I would say that everyone is beautiful in their own way, and it's really important to keep that in the back of your mind whenever you meet or talk to somebody or interact with them. And I also think that music is one of the best parts of our existence, and it opens so many doors and it makes you realize a whole lot of things about yourself that are very hard to come by. I'm Sam Marsey, and this is a Juice Daily exclusive.